welcome to today's flow practice. My name is Helena McKinney and I am the owner of Fine Feather Yoga, and I'm happy to be here today to help support you for class. I'll invite you to begin in a comfortable position, so come to lie down on the back body. This is often just a really great way to bring your spine into a neutral position, especially if you've spent most of your day sitting, getting the arms and your legs stretched out. Maybe even thinking about the integrity of the spine, a light tucking of your chin to lengthen the back of your neck. Lift up through the heart center and roll your shoulders down your back. Settle into your space and even close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Take a full breath in through your nose. And then open up your mouth, softly sigh your breath out. Do that again. Full inhale, breathe in deeply. Open mouth, audible, letting go. Let your breath make that HA sound. And then if you can, through your inner awareness, start to pay attention to taking some deeper, fuller breaths, longer inhales, deeper exhales. It's the first time maybe all day you're slowing down, looking inwards and paying attention to this vital function for the body. Before we take any movement, this is our foundation. This is where we begin observing the rise of your inhale and the soft letting go of your exhale, perhaps supporting the body and finding a little more ease, letting go of any tension that might be held in the body. Try and find a steadiness in this breath. We'll take 5 more rounds. Breathe all the way into the top. And empty out all the way to the bottom. This way we start to get more connected to the internal body. And then even more aware with our mind. Maybe we can start to slow our thoughts down by becoming more present just to the body and breath. This practice has the intention to bring in some gentle movement, maybe some light stretches that will leave the body feeling a bit more open, a little more relaxed for the rest of your day. Become familiar with deep breaths though, as it helps keep us present for the movement, connected to our bodies. So you even leave with just a heightened sense of awareness with how you hold yourself in space. Last inhale. Then bring in some micro movements. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Then roll out your wrists. Let your head rock side to side. From the back, let's bend the knees, draw your knees in towards your chest to give yourself a big squeeze, a big hug. Rock side to side. Massage the back body, iron it out. Roll all the way over onto the right side, use your arm as a pillow. Carefully press yourself up. And we'll come into a tabletop position facing the top of your space. So you're on to hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. Stack your knees right under your hips. Then rock yourself forward. Grip the mat with your fingertips. Rock yourself back. Flip your toes if they aren't already, to stretch out through the arches of your feet. Rock yourself forward into the hands. Rock yourself back. Try you bring your bum towards the heels. Do this with an inhale to come forward and then an exhale to rock back. We're starting to move a little bit through the wrists, the shoulders, even getting into the hip creases. The next time you rock your weight back, press through the hands, lift off your knees, downward facing dog, send your hips back in space. Pedal out your feet, so alternating, press down through the right heel, press down through the left. Wag your hips side to side. You still have that firm base in your hands. Try and pike your hips back a little bit further. Good. Look to the top of your space. Look at your hands and try and tiptoe yourself forward. Right away as you come up to the top, take your hands onto your thighs and flatten your back like a tabletop to lift your chest up, lengthen your spine, deep breath in, bow your body forward, bend your knees a lot, try and let the head hang down in space, and you can shake your head out, yes or no. Walk your hands up your shins, walk your hands up your thighs to roll yourself all the way into standing. And then once you come up, take a deep breath in, roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Make big circles with the shoulders. You'll look down at your feet, line up your toes, and make sure your second toe faces forward. Good. Even weight through the feet. Sweep your arms up overhead, and then pull your hands down through to your chest. Actively press your palms together. Inhale, sweep up. Hands to heart, exhale. Beautiful. One more time. Our feet stay planted. The arms reach up. This time we'll bow the body forward. Bend your knees as much as you need to get your fingertips onto your mat. Bend your knees a lot. Let's take the left foot, step it back. Keep your left knee lifted. Stay high on your back left toes. We're in a runner's lunge. Back leg straight. On an inhale, take your right hand to your hip. Open up your chest towards the right side. Taking a twist, if it's available to you, reach your right arm high to the sky. Just be mindful to your shoulder. We don't want to be cranking that arm up in space. Should be able to take a nice deep breath into your twist. Good. Then look down. Take your right hand back down. We'll just switcheroo. Switch the feet. Left foot steps forward. Right foot goes back. Keep your left knee right over top of your ankle. Right hand stays grounded. Left hand to your hip. Start to twist the opposite direction. Open towards the left side. The option to extend the top arm, but don't force that reach. Look up towards your left hand if that feels okay through the neck. And then look down, plant both hands down. Let's step the left foot back to meet the right. For our first plank position, take your knees down. Shoulders over the wrists and space between your fingers. Come onto your belly with a controlled push-up. Lower, exhale. Slide the toes back. Point your elbows towards the sky. Lift your heart up halfway. Shoulder blades squeeze together. And then really press through the shoelace side of your feet. Hold your gentle back bend. This is cobra pose. One more breath. Softly release your chest back down. Pass through a tabletop position. Toes flip. Lift off the knees. Downward dog. A misconception about this position is that your legs have to be straight. Always offer as much of a bend as you need to start lengthening your lower back. So the hips move higher. You create some space in the lower back. Take your right leg, reach it up towards the sky. Kick it behind you, try and stretch out through the back of your knee. Look towards your thumbs. Hug your right knee towards your chest and then flicker step your right foot through. You can always take your ankle, grab it, and pull it there if it doesn't make it all the way up. Right knee over ankle. Left knee stays lifted. Come up through a long crescent lunge. Lift your torso up and then reach your arms high overhead. Good. Palms facing in towards one another. Back leg is active. Keep your heel lifted. Then we'll move a little bit here through the arm bones. Imagine doing like a backstroke. Sweep your arms behind you. Open your chest. Reach the arms back up overhead. Sweep the arms back behind you. Reach them back up. And do this with the breath 2 more times. Inhales, move back. Exhales, reach up. Those deep, whole, complete breaths we started our practice with. Arms reach high. Take your back foot, step it forward. Give your legs a little shake off, your wrists a little let go. Then find your mountain pose, our standing position Tadasana. Again, root through the feet, drive your legs down, reach your arms high, get tall through your torso. Beautiful, bow your body forward. Hands to shins, create a tabletop with your back, flatten it up. Bend your knees a lot. Take your hands down. Step your feet back into plank. Now always know your plank position. You can take your knees to the earth, especially to lower with more control through the arms. Exhale, come down. From your belly, point your toes. Slide your thumbs back. Lift your heart up halfway into our cobra pose. The option to straighten your arms. Come all the way up into upward dog. Full front body opening. Exhale, pass through your table, flip your toes, lift your knees, downward dog. Take an audible breath. Breathe in through your nose. Sigh out through your mouth. Inhale, send your left leg high behind you. Strong through the leg, kick out through the heel. Knee to chest, look at your thumbs, flicker step, grab or pull left foot through. Tense your fingers, runner's lunge, and then with control, lift your torso up into crescent lunge. Both hip bones face the top edge of your space. Extend the arms on an inhale. Be checking with the base of your feet, left knee over the ankle. Right heel lifted. Then let's move through the arms with the breath. Reach back, inhale. Sweep up, exhale. 3 cycles. Find your own steadiness. Find your own rhythm with this movement. Last one. Both arms reach high, back foot steps forward, give your legs that shake off, wrists a shake off, find your feet, second and third toe forward. Sweep the arms, breathe in, big dive forward, exhale, breathe out, release your head, halfway lift, tabletop through your back. Bend your knees, ground your hands, find your plank position, shoulders over wrists. Knees lifted or lowered, chaturanga push-up, come onto your belly. Finding cobra or upward dog, your back bend expression. Keep your neck more neutral, relax the neck. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press more firmly through your hands. Maybe you'll notice you can start to send more weight back into your feet. Heels get a little closer to the earth. Legs maybe a bit straighter than when you started your practice. Look forward, gaze forward. Lift your heels, bend your knees, walk or hop to the top of your space. Halfway lift, flatten your back. Fold back in. Rise to stand, arms sweep overhead. This time let's give the arms a good shake out. Let them go. Good. We'll prepare to open up the hips a little deeper. Heel toe your feet wider so your toes maybe touch off to the outer edges of your mat. Hands on your hips. Puff up a little through your chest, so lengthen your spine. Then start to bend your knees so your knees turn out over your toes. Maybe your hands can brace your thighs. You can start to sink your bum down a little bit more into a squat position. You might stay right here. If you've never done Hindu squat, just be really mindful of your knees and try not to lift up your heels. Eventually, you would take your elbows to the inner edges of your knees, press the knees out and the hips sink down a little bit more. Now, this is kind of a firing position. Try not to collapse through the heart center. Keep your heart lifted. Hold any shape, even if you're halfway for 3. Stay with your breath. Inhale and exhale for 2. Good. Last round. Take your hands down. Pike up a little through your bum and step your feet back. Our last plank. Lower through your push-up, strong arms. Lift your front body up halfway or all the way. And this time we'll take child's pose, taking hips to heels, knees wide. Rest your forehead down. The hips still feel a little bit tight. Rock into the right hip crease. And rock into your left. A gentle movement side to side. Notice the pace that you're breathing at. Can you restore it and balance it back out? The length of your inhale matches the pace. Soft exhale. Last one. Bring yourself to tabletop, knees under hips, shoulders over wrists, planted hands. Lift your chest up, soften your belly down. Rounded spine, tuck your tail, chin to chest, heavy head. We wave the heart back forward, gaze lifts, deep breath in. Exhale, tuck your tail. Do one more round of this fluid cat-cow. Come back to a neutral spine. Flip the toes, lift off the knees, walk your hands back to meet your feet. Walk your hands up your shins, up your thighs. Use an inhale to come to stand. Good. Once you're all the way upright, shift the weight into your right foot. Maybe even fan your right toes out. Lift up your left heel. Take your left knee, open it up towards the side. Then slide your left toes to touch the right ankle. Maybe you can bring your left foot to your right calf. This is tree pose. So we're balancing steady on the one leg. Fix your gaze on one point. If you feel like the balance is steady, eventually this left foot comes up into the right inner thigh. You can always help assist it there and place it there. If the balance and your breath are still steady, slowly reach your arms up overhead. You can always use a wall or maybe something nearby if you need to take hold of something. And I encourage you to just trust in that standing leg and try to be there for one more breath. Left knee to center, flick your foot out, release it down, and then shake it out, let it go. What do you think, Gus? How are we doing? He's looking at me like I'm talking too loud. I'm interrupting his nap. Let's set up for the opposite side. Ground into your left foot. Maybe anchor your hands onto those hips. Lift up your right heel. Turn the knee out. Without your body moving, keep everything facing forward. And then guide the toe towards the ankle, maybe the calf. One day place to inner thigh. Find a position, even if the tips of your toes are still down, find a position where you feel steady. Hands can float up overhead. And this position is your expression, not mine. What seems best and right for you to concentrate, to breathe, to try and find some stability in that standing leg. Knee to center, beautiful. Kick your foot out, release it off, and then shake everything. Don't worry about it being too graceful. Come right down onto your bum. Use your hands to catch you. Then create some space for yourself to stretch your legs out into a wider straddle. So you want the legs out into an open V. Use the hands back behind your body to rock yourself forward onto the pelvic bowl and point your toes up. Good. Hands can rest on your thighs. Crown of the head reaches, or deepen the sensation of the stretch and walk your hands slightly forward. We're doing a few movements today to help open up the hips. But don't go so deep into the stretch that you're feeling like a clenching in your jawline or a shrugging up of your shoulders. Keep the shoulders melted down. The tissue of your face relaxed. Your eyes might even close. We're going to be here for 8 or 9 breaths. And then you can feel where that sensation of slight discomfort is. Try to lean into it. Stay with your balanced breath. Hear the sound of your inhale. The sound of your exhale. Do you gradually move a tiny bit deeper? Observe your breath with awareness through your mind's eye. Last round in. Full breath out. Walk yourself up. If you've hinged forward, grab hold of your legs, bring your knees together. Planted feet. Shimmy up to the top of your mat if you need to. Have space behind you, roll onto your back. Feet plant down, feet heel toe wider than hips distance. Sway your knees side to side. This gentle windshield wipe of your knees, maybe massaging the hips, helping to let go through the lower back. Do this 3 or 4 more times each direction. Stillness with the legs. Look inwards to the body from the crown of your head to your toes. Do you feel like any other final movement might help support you to take conscious rest? Maybe a gentle twist side to side, maybe a sweater to stay warm as we cool down. Lie on the back just as we started, arms stretched out by your sides, palms facing up. The feet can be a little wider to the outer edge of your mat, and close your eyes. If you're taking any of those final movements, you can gradually make your way into this position on your back. Deep breath in through your nose. HA, sigh breath out. And the intention of this final posture to rest is so the movement we've just taken can be integrated to the body. And more open now at this point than when you started this practice. You've got fresh, oxygenated blood pulsing through the body. And it's said in the yoga practice that this is where healing happens. To our vital organs, our bones, our ligaments, the tissue of the body, even up into the brain. Slow down here for a few moments and trust that I'll bring you back shortly. Become deeply relaxed. Try and find a space for quiet and stillness. Let go. If your mind starts to wander, draw yourself back with a breath and take 10 more rounds. Towards the end of that breath, that rhythm and cycle, wake the body up. Wiggle your fingers, your toes, flutter your eyes. It can be gentle movement, even just gentle enough to bring you back into your space. Take a full body stretch, reach your arms overhead. Then point your toes forward, just the way you would like a good morning stretch. Reach your arms back. Let it go. Hug your knees in towards your chest. In your own time, you'll roll over onto one side, use your arm as a pillow. Then carefully bring yourself into a seated position with your legs crossed. If sitting with your legs crossed is uncomfortable, you can take kneeling. I always find taking a cushion, maybe a pillow. If you have blocks or a bolster and yoga props at home, you can stack that under your hips to sit up just that much taller. Nice to seal the practice with a few breaths upright. Also important to acknowledge one another and the space that we've shared and cultivated and held together. Bring your hands to heart center. In yoga, we say namaste. It acknowledges the best and highest in me. And recognizing the best and highest in each of you, thank you for sharing your time with me today.